I've got no heat at the lab. Did I tell you that?
No.
Are we on?
You're on.
Oh, hi everybody.
He's got no heat at the lab.
I've got no heat at the lab. So, they brought us these space heaters in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you come in the morning, and it's 45 degrees. And that's this week when the lows have been in the 20s. So you can imagine what's going to happen when the lows are in the zeros or in the teens. And we've been freezing our butts off, and so I thought, this is the perfect time to grow my patented lumberjack style beard, so I can look gruff and disgusting for the holidays.
Because you don't really have you're not like a police officer where I'm sure they have rules about facial hair and stuff. You just do what you want.
I've got the least offensive facial hair in our department. That's not true. My partner doesn't have any, but I've seen some pretty weird. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they let me go out being a big fat bald guy, then they'll let me go with a beard. But yeah, also there's a cop tradition for big ugly beards and mustaches.
That's true. The other day I was thinking about, you used to have long hair for a long time, ponytail, and
my whole life until I chopped it all off for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was the first time I cut it all off, and now I just.
You ever miss it? Just flipping it around in the wind.
You know what? This is gonna sound so stupid, but you know what I miss the most was I loved my hair blowing in the wind.
Mm-hmm. When
I had hair, when I didn't have hair. And also, I always got a big kick when I looking at my shadow, because it was so weird, because it was like a ponytail sticking out like that, because I used to wear my ponytail real high,
mm-hmm.
and my beard like this, and it was the goofiest looking
It was
profile.
almost like an inverted profile thing.
And I always thought, that's going to be my logo. Weird Guy Productions. But, my buddy Rich used to call us the old skullet. He's like, you need to get rid of the skullet, man. And I was like, no, I can't do it.
I'm glad he didn't.
I'll lose my power if I cut it, but I just got tired. I didn't have to do it. I just sometimes you just gotta break the bond. Break the bonds.
Yeah. I'm gonna adjust our background. I feel bad because Paul just made this background and you can't see the Amiga screen. That might distort it a little.
Looks like we're kneeling on the floor. It looks so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful room we're in here. It's it looks like winter outside. You've got the Amiga sitting there in the corner.
I don't know if I like that either. Maybe we should bring it back down a little bit.
I like how our other background just kind of hanging out.
It does.
Back there.
It just hangs out back there.
Paul did tremendous work.
Oh yeah. I kind of just want to get us out of the way. And just
One guy was asking if Paul worked for Pixar. And some else, I was like, it looks like, it looks beautiful. He did a tremendous job.
Yeah.
He's a very humble dude,
mm-hmm.
Which is, the fact that he provided this for us is the biggest load of crap in the history of talent. Because he's providing this lovely backdrop for me to sit in front of.
Yeah,
he should sit me behind the backdrop. That would be much more sense.
He said that he enjoys doing this because it's not stuff that he has to do. I was like, what? We couldn't have got any luckier.
We should be peeking through yonder window. That's what we should be. Like going like, hey everybody, we're here at Paul Kitchen's house. Break it in. It's a beauty.
Yeah, maybe you should scoot. How much farther can you scoot that way before you start to disappear? Not that much. You're right there on the edge. Maybe we should scoot the camera back just a tad.
No. Wrong song.
It's the same song.
No, I've been living on the edge of a broken heart.
Well,
you don't know that one, do you?
No. It was before my time. Move that way.
I'll just catty corner here. How's it going, everybody? I got plenty of room now. Yeah, there we go.
Now I got the Amiga in the thing, too.
What have you been up to, Boatster?
Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir.
Went to Kentucky.
That you went to Louisville, right?
Yeah, I went to Louisville.
Beautiful.
Hung out with my aunt, who's now living with my grandfather. Her husband passed away, and my grandma passed away, so they both kind of joined forces and helping each other out, as you do when you get older. My grandfather has some funny things that he likes to do. First of all, he told me that his doctor, part of his doctor's orders, keep in mind he's 90 years old, World War II veteran.
Oh, yes.
Awesome guy.
Beautiful.
He said, my doctor told me to drink 2 Milwaukee's Best before bed every night.
Must have been a doctor with a bone to grind. Because Milwaukee's Best is horrible, even by American beer standards.
And this is a new thing that I just found out that he does. He eats 6 raisins that have been soaked in gin every night. And he says that's the key to longevity. He said that his grandmother lived to be 104. She ate 6 raisins soaked. So he's got a tub of raisins, like a jar of raisins, just soaking in gin. And they'll just take 6 out and eat them right before bed.
I gotta tell you, I like raisins. I like gin. I want long life. I may take that up. This may be something we need to get in on because you like gin. I believe you featured gin on one of your previous shows.
We have.
And do you like raisins?
Yeah, I do. Maybe we can make
should
that
do that
part
every
of the Christmas
show.
Spectacular.
Yes, gin soaked raisins.
Yeah,
I like it.
So
some of those old ways are the best ways.
Yeah.
Although the Milwaukee's Best, I'm not going down. I had my fill of Beast back in the day. I'm not going back there. No.
What's the worst beer?
All beer is horrible.
Well,
I hate all beer.
But there's got to be one that just really was.
I can tell you the one that I like the most.
Okay.
And it was still crap. Bud Ice.
Bud Ice?
I could tolerate Bud Ice real cold.
How about Natural Ice?
The worst beers are my buddy Mark. Who I know he's not listening to this, but my good pal Mark, the lawyer from Lexington, had made his own beers, and he
Is this the same guy that got Brent sick from the formaldehyde?
No, it's a different guy. And Mark liked his beers so dark that light could not escape.
Mm-hmm. That's me. I love
and
that beer.
And then, like the old fork could stand up in the beer routine. Mm-hmm. That was what he did. And he would pour me these. It looked like somebody had just did an oil change, on an old Buick.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Here you go," and it was hideous. I don't know how anyone could drink that stuff. Now, that much said, I'm not insulting anyone's beer because I don't like any beer. I just do not have a taste for beer.
Not your thing.
And it makes it inconvenient as hell when you go to the bar. Because your average schlup, you just roll in, you're like, I'm going to have a couple beers.
Right.
Right. So me, I got trained. I'd walk in. At first, I used to drink a lot of frou-frou drinks and stuff. But pretty much, I'd be like, listen, anytime we go to the bar, I'm just going to drink a lot of bourbon every time. And that's what I would do. So
the problem with that is it gets expensive.
It does. It absolutely does. And so that made me not want to go to the bar that much unless somebody would pick up the tab.
Have you ever been to a bar in this area before?
Yeah.
Like a real bar, not like an Applebee's?
Yeah. There's a bar down the street from my house.
Oh, Bogies.
Yeah, Bogies.
I forgot about Bogies. Bogies not bad.
Southern Pride, I've been there.
Really? I've always been scared of that place.
It's not that bad.
From the outside?
There's a much more nastier kind of bikery bar down the road at the split of 34 going on Hamlin. That one's, I've been in there too. I went to a lot of bars.
Coal Miners Lounge?
Well, I went to a lot of bars when I was delivering pizza. But I mean, to actually go in there and hang out, I've been to a few of them.
I've always just been scared of those places.
Why?
Because you can't see inside. You don't know what's in there. It's different than bars like in England. You pass by a pub, there's windows, you look in, you see people drinking.
It's funny, the Southern Pride, you think it's, oh man, these are going to be some real tough rednecks. Yeah. They got the daintiest bartender you ever saw. He's a sweet little guy, nice guy, and I mean, now, I don't know about now. I haven't been in there for 20 years, but...
Interesting. Maybe we'll take a field trip.
Nah. Nah,
live from the Southern Pride Lounge.
No.
Probably not a lot of Amiga fans.
I can't imagine how that's going to get over with anyone on Earth. That sounds like a bad, horrible idea. You've got a bar right here.
That's true. We do need to have. Maybe we'll do a special cocktail hour with the Amigos one day when you have a DD.
And, when we have the extravaganza, I'll be getting a ride that night.
All right. Because we'll be mixing up some drinks. I got too much stuff over there that's just going to waste. It's not going to waste, but yeah.
We'll take care of that.
Speaking of which, let's do our drink for this week. This week's drink is Hamilton Lowland Scotch.
This is the moss stuff.
Yeah. This is not the moss stuff. Lowland is different than Islay. It has, let's see. It says rather fruity. So, just like me. And let's give it a little sniff.
Okay. Oh, it smells good, doesn't it? I may have to have a little bit of that boat. That smells awful good.
So, I'll go get you a little cup here. So, Lowland, this is one of those scotches that is really hard to find in this area. I had to go up to Delaware.
That trip to Delaware really paid off.
Oh, yeah. I spent many hundreds of dollars on different scotches. And this is, you can find a lot of Highland and a lot of Islay, but the Lowland and the Speyside are not as common.
It certainly has nose, as they say. Pip, pip. What? Now, Scotch, you really have two types of Scotch. You've got Scotch that has an interesting flavor and aroma. Then you've got Scotch that can pull, the coating right off of a fence or a wall. Mm-hmm. It can take paint off.
That's true.
So we'll see what this is. I know that you're such a snooty boozer.
Look at that. That's an official Scotch glass,
I can tell. You see how I've held it in the rich guy jerk way.
That's right.
The douchebag manner that I've ever tried.
Meanwhile, I'm drinking out of a Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome Ale 2012 glass.
Poser.
So, yeah.
He's a poser douchebag. It's just tremendous, Bo.
It's good.
Tremendous. Smooth. And again, Scotch is not what I would call if you get cheap Scotch, it is not smooth.
No, it's the opposite.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It fights its way down your throat like you're playing Final Fight. All right? That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous booze.
So,
very good.
We give it a thumbs up this week.
Someday we'll have Amigos booze, and we'll have our Amigos seal of approval.
It's too bad you don't like beer, because I could actually get one of those brewing kits, and we could brew our own Amigos brand beer.
You go ahead and do that. I know. I can't handle it, man.
So, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was outstanding. It was outstanding-ish. We had a dinner at my Teresa's mom's house, which was very good. And then the next day we had dinner at my mom. It was more like a lunch at my mom's house, which was tremendous. And then, but poor Teresa had been sick the last week. And then my son had still sort of coming off his thing, and I'm still sort of coming off my thing. So we just crashed out hard on Thursday. And today, with some shopping, late night shopping, I wasn't worth a crap today all day long. It's got
we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Thanksgiving. Did you watch the parade?
I did not give a crap about that parade. Why, was Machete involved?
The parade actually, it wasn't that great. You didn't miss much in the parade. Did you watch the dog show?
No.
The dog show is great. I love the dog show.
I used to watch the Westminster dog show, but I don't know why, because I didn't like it. Now, have you seen the film Best in Show?
Absolutely.
This is a tremendous film.
It's a wonderful film.
The dog show, I don't have a problem with dog shows. The parade, this is not even a parade anymore.
Yeah.
I watched the thing the night before it's the 90th anniversary of the parade, and they went back and they had Willard Scott and all these guys. And they had a parade at some point. But now it's a series of short previews of shows and plays.
Yeah. And they still have the parade, they just don't televise it.
Yeah. It's pointless. I want to hear the band. Well, you're not going to hear the whole performance of a band, loser. Yeah. You're going to get to see this is a new Broadway drama that's coming out. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes those are entertaining, but often they're not.
Right.
And I don't give a crap about the new show on NBC. So, no, I didn't watch. Now, I did watch the Cowboys
destroy.
Whoop that ass, if I may say, on the Redskins.
Yeah.
It was an excellent game.
It was. I don't mind getting beat when it's...
And the Skins looked like world beaters in that game. Tremendous team.
I got to hand it. I mean, the Cowboys, this could be the year.
The Redskins were very good. Kirk Cousins has never looked better.
He's
never looked this good.
Yeah,
and the team clicked, and they would have beaten almost anyone else. And a few penalties that didn't go their way didn't do them any favors. But they looked great. Yeah. It's a great rivalry. I read that it was the highest rated regular season ball game ever on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
The old renewed rivalry.
It's always good when the Cowboys and Redskins are competitive.
Yeah.
Because most of the time when they play each other, one of the two teams or both of the teams are totally out of it.
Yeah. So it was a great game. And the Lions game was great.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of the late game.
I didn't either. Yeah. I didn't see any of the late game. But great football. It was... That was nice for Thanksgiving. I came home and spent the afternoon with my son watching football and he was playing games and watching a little bit of football with me, and it was very nice.
Did you have the cranberry sauce out of the can?
I had twice, and there's some waiting for me back at the pad. As soon as I finish wrap this sucker up, I'll be rolling back.
That's great. So now let's move forward to your Black Friday shopping adventure. So what time did you wake up?
Well, for one thing, there is no Black Friday. That's a fantasy. There's actually
Sweet fantasy.
Evil Consumer Thursday, where we drag all these poor suckers out of their homes and make them work. And I hate it so much, and I always feel dirty when I participate in it. So my son just decided he wants a 3DS. Okay, 3DS costs around $150, which I don't have $150. I don't have $100, but a Black Friday special they were running had a 3DS for $99.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, some places were running like get it the day of midnight on Thanksgiving. You could get it online.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, Walmart, Target, a lot of big places. They all sold out of this thing. For once, I was there at midnight on Thursday waiting like a doofus.
Mm-hmm.
And they sold all these out instantly. And they decided to start the sale 3 or 4 hours before midnight, which I hate.
Screwing you.
And there's this weird sort of mystery about Black Friday, and Thursday. When does it start?
Mm-hmm.
How much? What's the inventory on these things? Now, I don't want to say that Nintendo has a habit of shorting on inventories, but they're the worst.
That's what they do.
Worst.
That's what they do.
So I knew that was a lost cause, and so I went over to after Thanksgiving. That really had nothing to get that was that pressing. I had ordered some things online the night before, some smaller things. So I moseyed over to our local Walmart about 9 o'clock,
mm-hmm.
and the sales had started at 6 on Thursday, and picked up my yearly cheap tablet that I get every year because my family loses all their tablets.
I was going to say this. I remember last year you also bought tablets.
I did. This is the 3rd year running. I've bought tablets. Whoa! You got to tell me before you shift the whole room like that. So I got my cheap tablet, and I was happy. I went home. I stopped my mom and dad's to get some extra food, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Went home. Now, I knew GameStop was going to have these $99 3DSs on sale at 5 in the morning on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd already talked to a clerk who'd informed me that, yes, this was a sucker's game, that if you show up for these, you're an idiot. But I'm a sucker and an idiot. I love my son. He doesn't ask for much. I showed up at 4:30 in the morning. I was 10th in line to get into GameStop. And I waited. Promptly at 5 o'clock, the doors opened. We all crowded in. Everyone went directly to the counter, which I guess is the way this is done.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were all. We stood there, and the lady came up and said, "Okay, what are you here for?" And we would say, and she would say, "Okay, great." So she came up to the 3rd guy in line. She's like, "What are you here for?" $99 3DS. Oh, we only had 2 of those, and we sold both of them to the first guy in line. So those were gone. They had 2. The whole store had 2 of those 3DSs.
Yeah.
A horrible scam.
Yep, that's it. That horrible scam and GameStop.
Yes.
That is.
So I bit the bullet and bought and cheaped out a little bit because also it's the only one they have. They had 2 DSs on sale for $79 with Mario Kart.
That's not a bad deal.
And so I thought, well, and they're brand new.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "Here, I'll take." She goes, "Here's your choice of colors." She goes, "I got one
black."
She goes, "I got one red." She goes, "I've got one red." So I guess I got the only one they had at that price. They may have had 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I even felt like sort of a jerk for screwing somebody else over, you know. But I mean, what are you going to do?
You can't help but feel bad no matter what happens.
So I took it home, stashed it. And my plan is, if I can find a 3DS on maybe Cyber Monday, we got all these holidays.
Oh, yeah.
This country is our thing. It makes me sick. I'm sick of myself. And the way our business is run, it makes me ill.
Well,
I feel like a greedy spudhead. But I was talking to somebody about my partner. I was like, it's like all these people, bunch of greedy consumer idiots that go out on these Black Friday sales. That's not really how it is. Not around here. It's people that are too poor to afford this stuff otherwise. I think that's what it is. That's what I'm there for.
Mm-hmm.
And so here I go. And so I'm going to try again Monday and see if I can get one of the 3DSs. Because I'd like to have one that closes. Although I've heard the hinges go out and they're a pain in the butt.
The 2DS. If I had to do it all over again, I probably would have gone that way.
I've heard that. I've heard that from a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So I got them covered either way. Mm-hmm. But what the result of that is that I got through 2 hours of sleep. So I got home, and my son heard me come in. And so he kind of let me sleep while he played with his game. And here's the hilarious thing. I've got that PSP that I modded, which has got everything under the sun. You know? But he doesn't have Pokemon Sun, which is what's out on the 3DS. And so this is the quiet sob of a game modding hacker bastard like myself who could provide you with everything that has ever been made, but not the new thing, and that's what you want. Right. And so you're screwed. So I was like, well. But then my dad needed rides back and forth this morning from 8 to 10 I was providing rides. And then I had to take my kid somewhere at 10:30. Long story short, I slept from about 1 to 3, got up, finished doing stuff for the show, and here I am. So, yeah, it's a long day.
All right.
But I was a good consumer and spent money I didn't have. So, salute. That's why I needed this drink. About 10 more. What'd you do? Anything?
We came back from Louisville. That's all. That's it today. And but
is there some sort of incident in Louisville?
Yeah, they had flag football tournament. What do you do at a flag football tournament? Start pulling out guns and shooting people. 2 people dead.
It's not Louisville-like either. They're not generally what I would call a super violent town.
161 murders this year.
Really? That bad, huh?
Yeah, it's the highest since 1971.
Now, I haven't lived in Louisville ever, but I lived near Louisville for a long time, and that makes me sad.
Yeah.
I always liked going to Louisville. It was a great place to hang out and party. And
but again, just like with Chicago, you go to the wrong place, you don't want to be there, but most of the city where the places are that you'd actually want to go, you're not going to have to worry about.
Did they explain what happened at this football game that required guys to shoot each other?
No, because I think it was a kind of both the guys that started it shot each other.
Were they playing the game?
No, because it actually happened during, it was after the normal flag football game, then they had a women's game, and it was during the women's game, not on the field, but just off the field.
It's funny because around here on Thanksgiving, we have a yearly event football game, the Toilet Bowl.
Why don't you explain to the audience about that?
Well, American football obviously is popular, and so are these little pickup leagues or pickup games, and even more weirder than that, this isn't as popular, but there are little places that have these yearly games of football just for fun. Like he described the one in Louisville. In West Virginia, we've got one here locally in St. Albans, which is about 40 minutes from here, and it's called the Toilet Bowl. It's almost always played in the mud, and it's for fun. And there's 2 teams. I can't remember. They got goofy names. They're different every year, I guess. And I didn't get to hear who won this year, but they usually have the news covers it. So it's something.
Yeah.
But it's something that says I remember it. And it's been going on since as long as I can remember. I mean, they've had probably 20 of them. So it's a tradition.
Do they actually? And where does it go down?
I think Nitro? St. Albans.
St. Albans.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. So I hate to end on a downer like that, but yeah, it sucks when you live in a country when everybody's got a gun and everybody wants to kill each other. It's just how it goes.
I don't look at it that way, actually.
How do you look at it?
Responsible people. I hate guns. Let me start by saying that. I can't use a gun. I'm scared of a gun. I don't want a gun. That's it. A lot of people in this part of the country have guns. All right. Hunters, a lot of hunters around here, and in the South, and sort of the whatever we are, gun ownership is sort of a birthright, right? They've been handed down. Guns are bought and sold and traded like you wouldn't believe, and for the most part, people that are good stewards of their guns never have a problem. The problem is that guns can also be obtained by idiots, grumps, people with an axe to grind, criminals, people that don't know how to use guns. My buddy, he had a gun, he was cleaning it, he shot a hole through his floor into the apartment underneath his and through their floor. Should you be cleaning that gun in there?
Should you be cleaning a loaded gun?
Exactly. So, and granted, we have a crap load of guns. I'm sure the world thinks, man, look at this country full of guns. They're right.
They look at our country like you look at Chicago.
We've got a crap load of guns, but it's just like anything else. If you're a good steward and understand what a gun is and the horrible things it can do, and you are a responsible person, you can keep a gun and be okay. And you teach your kids how to use guns and teach your kids what you should and shouldn't do with guns. If you're now, what's the percentage of people that are those people? I don't know. It may be low. I don't know. So I can't justify my argument, but I'm saying if people would take care of their toys, we wouldn't have any trouble. But people, unfortunately, don't look at guns in that way a lot of times. They look at them like, of course, I do work with a lot of policemen. Everyone I know packs a gun. Mm-hmm. Everybody, to a man. Everywhere I go, there are guns and stuff around. It sort of makes you nervous.
You work in law enforcement. That's just part of it.
You're right, but it sort of makes you nervous. But you realize that everyone here trained and qualified on this with this gun. Mm-hmm. If I was walking in a neighborhood and everywhere I looked, suckers were packing a piece. Yeah,
I'd get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't have an ending for that speech. I don't think all guns are bad, but I think I don't know how to end that.
Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you on the show.
Guns.